Thanks for the support as a channel member, Keith Watson. Here we go then, folks. After the first transfer window with new club Barcelona yesterday, which, if I do say so myself, seemed to go really rather well, today we actually play some football matches. And by the end of this episode, we'll know for sure if it went really rather well. Hello and welcome to Club 6 Part 2 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two games in charge of Barcelona. Our first two games in La Liga. We're away against Betis and at home against Granada. If you missed the transfer special yesterday, you should really go back and watch it. We did some business, as you can see. £600 million nearly spent, although 200 million go, so it's like a 400 million net spend. It's not utterly unreasonable for me to do a £400 million net spend, I don't think. Three of our former players joining up with us from Bayern, Vermonti, Banfalvi and Kryju. These two because they're my boys, and Kryju just because he seemed an absolute bargain for a player who can compete at both right back and left back. He was so useful at Bayern, and it just seemed like a steal for £69 million. We've also got some fella called Kylian Mbappe. Never heard of him myself. A player I've been chasing for a long time, Arjen Hendricks, has finally joined up with me. Plus some players who might not be straight in the team, but expect to get to know them over time. Correa is a striker, Paredes is a centre-back, and Helder is a goalkeeper. And of course, we sold Alex Catamol to Paris Saint-Germain, which means that when we are done with Barcelona, that's where we're going next, because we always follow Alex Catamol around. It is the rules of it's the new rules of the save, apparently. So, with all those transfers, this is what I've put together as a team for this first game of the season. You're thinking, where's Mbappe? So was I when I was picking the team. Because he signed a little bit later and was still getting match fitness, he was still set to the play for B team until match fit option, and he's played for the B team this morning. So is Paredes. Both of them played for the B team this morning. So that's where Mbappe is. Hopefully you'll see him in the second match in today's episode. I don't actually know how to unset that option. Although he is match fit now, so theoretically he shouldn't have that option set anymore, you would think. So our team, we've got Bajic, I think that's how we're going to say his name. Bajic in goal, a back four of Messias, Gillian, Banfalvi and Kryju. Vermonti at the base of the midfield. See those three. It's like old times saying those three together. Hendricks alongside Gila in midfield, who is really an attacking midfielder, but we want to play the Vermonti system, so he's going to play in there. Another old boy, Hudson-Odoi, who we sold to Barcelona from Spurs like 4 or 5 years ago now. He's going to start probably in the role Mbappe's likely to play from the next game onwards, with Poznan on the other wing and Leonard up front, who has just been named our new captain, 26 years old, 73 goals in 83 caps for France. This boy's a goal scorer. And hopefully we're going to see that out of him. A very different kind of striker to what we had with Thorgerson at Bayern. And we might need to make some tweaks and some adjustments to the tactic to make the goals come through him. Although really, as we're likely to have Mbappe out on one of the wings, it's not a disaster if the goals come from there as well. So we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Let's get into the game. It is exactly the same system initially that we did use with Bayern. It's the attacking version of it, with our right back, Mazzala, and inside forward all on attack instructions. The only change is the complete forward. Thorgerson has changed into an advanced forward. But other than that, it is the exact same setup. And neither of the strikers we've got seem particularly comfortable playing as a complete forward. I would always prefer a complete forward and get those wide players more involved. But apparently these two can't do it. And Leonard looks good enough to probably work to his strengths rather than trying to force him into play in my way. Right, a team such as ours should be able to win this with no problem at all. I agree with that. And hopefully we can put on a good performance. Obviously, when we first arrived at Bayern, it did take us 4 or 5 games to settle down. And then from then on, we never lost a football match. But it took us those initial 4 or 5 games, and that's what cost us the title in that first season. I'm hoping, because there's been less upheaval in this Barcelona team, far fewer signings, probably half the amount of signings we made with Bayern, and with 3 of them coming directly from Bayern, and another one of them who's played with Vermonti and Banfalvi before at Spurs, I'm hoping there's going to be less of a settling in period. But I guess the proof is in the pudding, and we'll see how we get on today. Betis winning the ball back off us and just kind of aimlessly lumping it forward. Is that the guy? Is he the guy that we had at Bayern last year and they sold? I don't want to click on him because it guarantees he would score. I'm wondering if that's a 17, 18-year-old striker who was hovering around the place. We definitely had a J. Albert who was Spanish. After the game, if I remember, I'll check on him to see if he is the one. I don't know that he was. I don't think he was George or Jorge Albert. I think he was a different J. Albert. I'm feeling a Juan maybe. We shall see. Hendricks, first proper look at him, a player I've been coveting for many years. Big ball over the top to Leonard, and Leonard scores his first goal of the season. That was a very clinical counter-attack. Ball comes to Hendricks, who, of course, you will have last seen playing for Inter in the Champions League final against us. Lovely ball over the top from him, and Leonard just doing what I guess is his thing. Both Hendricks and Leonard, as I mentioned yesterday, are players who I initially scouted way back when it was either early Tottenham or possibly for Hendricks, even late Barnsley. I had my eye on these two. They were scouting very, very well from when they were teenagers. So it's very exciting to have them in my team now, because they're amongst the best players in the world, and they've linked up very, very well there. And hopefully Vermonti and Banfalvi and Kryju, as my boys, can just link up with this already very, very good team. We've freshened it up with some younger players. I'm confident. This ground is so big. We're so high up. There's only 60,000 people in it. We just seem like we're up in the sky. It's ridiculous. They've just scored. I was too busy wondering why I felt like I was directly above my players. It does look like a very high ground. I can't imagine how high it's going to be when we're at home, which is an even bigger ground. They have some big grounds in Spain. It's a tidy finish, and it's actually Banfalvi who's let that sneak past him. As you can see, he's now fired up. Banfalvi hasn't lost a league game for me since Tottenham. So, I don't think he wants to start losing league games for me now. Hudson-Odoi to Hendricks. Hendricks plays it into Pozobon. Got to learn to say his name properly. Vermonti doing what he does, spraying it out to Kryju, skips past his man, and Leonard's there again. It bobbled around in the area a little bit, but I warned you, Philippe Leonard was a goal scorer, and you've seen two very different kinds of goal from him, but both very clinically taken. Vermonti and Kryju very, very involved. That's a pass we've seen a million times before. Vermonti spraying it out wide to Kryju on one of the flanks. And then cross comes in. Giller's got himself forward, and Leonard is in there to make it 2-1. And encouraging signs. Hudson-Odoi, I don't know what he's nervous about. He knows the way I play, although I guess we hadn't quite perfected this system when he was at Spurs. So maybe he's not fully comfortable with what I'm asking him to do. So this is our new striker, Correa, who can theoretically play on either wing, would rather be up front. He's another one who can't really do complete forward, but we'll bring him on to play on that left wing for today. And then on the right hand side, this is my young wonder kid. This is Sergei Novillo, who's already been given the number 10 shirt. No pressure or anything, Sergei, but you've got the number 10 shirt at Barcelona, so I'm expecting big things from you. Let's get him on that right hand side. Look at me using a young player. He wants to be, you know what, we could probably leave him as the inverted winger. What foot does he use? He's left-footed. Forget that. He's going to be an inside forward. So an inside forward on both sides. Unless he would rather be on the right. No. Okay. So we'll make that as a double change. Freshen the wingers up a little bit. A little bit disappointed with both of them, particularly Pozobon, who I had very high hopes for. Hudson-Odoi is more likely to be my backup on both sides, with Mbappe coming in and playing on the left with Pozobon on the right. That was what I had in mind when I was putting the team together. But a little bit disappointing. I'm used to Gashi and O'Hara and Miguel's and Van der Hoek, and I'm used to my best attacking players being out wide. Not put really disappointing performances like we've had there. But then I guess Thorgerson is a very different kind of striker who plays the wingers in, playing as that complete forward, whereas Leonard is more about scoring goals for himself. So we might have to adjust how our attack works. What a cross from Kryju, and I think we've just won a penalty there. It was a first time hit, and it was pinpoint accurate. And here's Leonard for his hat-trick, and he has a hat-trick on, it's not his debut, he's been here years, but a hat-trick on my debut as Barcelona manager. It shows how good some of the teams are in this league, that we're now 3-1 up and we're still only 5th in the league. Oh, in fact, that moves us up to 2nd. I think I saw Atletico had scored 7 goals on the little notification that came up there a few minutes ago. Yeah, Atletico winning 7-0 against Las Palmas. So they're quite good. Right. Should we take him off because he's on a yellow card and struggling a little bit? The only problem is, in fact, forget problems. Kryju can go to left back. That's what he does. And Luis Carlos, who's already agreed a move to leave, he's joining Corinthians in January. He can come on and play right back for the last 10 minutes or so. I'm going to drop a little bit of praise, just let the lads know I'm impressed with their first outing, playing the Vermonti system, as we like to call it. Correa with the in-swinging corner. It falls to Novillo, the youngster, or Novillo, I guess it probably is, maybe. Yeah, that's how you do a double L in Spanish, isn't it? Gila. Correa, he's scored on his debut, £85 million worth of new striker, and playing on the inside, playing as the inside forward out wide. He has grabbed himself a goal. Wonderful stuff. 4-1 up now, 91st minute, and we've played quite well, haven't we? This has been good. I don't know how good Betis have been in the last 3 or 4 years. I don't even know how good they are in real life. I don't know why I'm qualifying that. He's only just onside there, but onside he is, and we've thumped them, and that's without Mbappe. So theoretically, we only get better from here. And now we have our first home game, and if I can avoid messing it up this time, the Barcelona debut of Kylian Mbappe. Right, a couple of changes as we've got players available again, notably Paredes, who was, they were all unavailable for the same reason last time they were playing for the B team. So Paredes comes in to play alongside Banfalvi. That's the centre-back partnership I assembled in the summer. That's what I planned to be my first choice centre-back partnership. So we'll see how Paredes gets on ahead of Gillian, who, to be fair, did have a good game. So, He's got 44 caps for Belgium already, age 23. So there's an argument that he stays in, but I want to have a look at this guy. Barrow comes in to play alongside Hendricks in midfield. He's a player who's been here a long time. So need to have a little bit of a look at him as a potential partner for Hendricks. He's another one who wants to be. They all want to be deep line playmakers. And Mbappe, apparently, his best position out wide is as a Raumdeuter on the right. So for his debut, that's where we're going to play him. I haven't used a Raumdeuter since the FM19 beta with Bayern Munich, when I would have Muller out. Is that where he was? Thomas Muller was at Bayern Munich, or is it Bayern? I don't know. Anyway, he would be out in the Raumdeuter role, which I understand he invented. I could be wrong there. I remember reading that somewhere. So let's see how Mbappe gets on with it. If it doesn't work, I had planned to play him on the left, and we can bring Pozobon back in. But it's nice to have options, and I do feel like there's lots of goals in that as a front two, with Hudson-Odoi doing winger duties, but as an inside forward, sort of. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I'd like to think it doesn't really matter against Granada, and we should be better than them regardless. And it's just an opportunity to really have a look at Mbappe. Both Banfalvi and Mbappe, when they signed, we had the message coming through saying lots of shirt sales. So they're the two who've come in as the absolute world superstars, which I guess is fair. Not quite fair on Vermonti, but we all love Vermonti. It doesn't matter if the game loves Vermonti. I'm not even sure he plays regularly for Italy. I'll have to check. If he doesn't, I don't understand, because he's so very good, as we always see, that he could just be one of those players, like a defensive version of Serenak Nuhu from a few years ago, who performs fantastically for us, but maybe not for anybody else. Leonard is in again and shoots wide. I need to check now if Vermonti plays regularly for Italy. 40 caps, okay, so that's not too bad. I know he gets called up, but before he came to Spurs, I guess 7.28 is not disastrous. That he certainly seems to overperform in my teams. He definitely suits how I want to set up. Not that having a deep line playmaker on defend is a new thing because of Vermonti. I never used to do that, but he's forced my hand because he's so very good at it. Right, Mbappe. First opportunity to see him doing anything in a Barcelona shirt. It's taking a corner. Hudson-Odoi plays it back out to him. Can he get the cross in? He cuts it back to Banfalvi. Why is Banfalvi there? It doesn't matter because he's gotten it. Well, it's not even gone down as an assist. But Philippe Leonard, clearly, he's got a bit of a poacher in him because he scored a goal exactly like that one in the last game. It seems to me that any kind of loose ball in that 6-yard box, and he is there. And I've not had a striker like this for a long time. And it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying watching him just feed on scraps in the penalty area. And I guess when we've got Mbappe out wide, he can do a lot of the striker stuff from out there, like the Thorgerson stuff. He can do a lot of that from out wide and just have Leonard just scoring all his goals. Krajju can't quite get past his man to get the cross in, but gets the ball back again, so he's going to have another opportunity. Skips past his man this time, back to Mbappe, across to Hendricks. Hendricks misses out on the ball on the edge of the area, which isn't what I would expect from Arjen Hendricks, but Vermonti wins the ball back beautifully. He's not just a pass machine. He can do the defensive part of his role as well. Krajju, again, can't quite get past that left back, but picks the ball up again, plays it all the way across to Vermonti, who all the way back now to Paredes. First proper look at him, Banfalvi, and he's going to try and give it back to Krajju, and that's exactly what he does. Hendricks, Krajju again. We've had the ball for a long time here. Krajju across to Hendricks. Hendricks to Vermonti. Now Mbappe. Krajju. Can he cross? He doesn't need to. He's scored. And it's another count the passes goal because we had the ball for a long time. And then we just waited for the opportunity and scored a wonderful goal. We've got some very good footballers playing very well. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun here at Barcelona because that was stunning. 2-0. I know Granada aren't a team you'd necessarily expect to give us much of a challenge. The real challenge is going to come against Atletico and against Real Madrid, and we'll see how we get on in those kind of games. But certainly for these first couple of matches, we look like a good team. We're just knocking the ball around again. It's lovely. I'm enjoying it very much. Krajju is outshining Mbappe on this right-hand side, which, I mean, we knew Krajju was good. We know Hendricks is good. It's 3-0. We've had 20 shots to their 0 shots. And, what else is there to say? It was already a good side because we know Barcelona was already a good side because remember in our first Champions League final with Bayern it's Barcelona who beat us. We noticed they were an ageing side at the time. I've come in, I've got rid of most of the old men. I don't think we've got anyone. Okay, Mbappe's the only one over 30 in the team, I think. Which is we've got is it Barrow in midfield as well? He's 32. Cross comes in. Hudson-Odoi can't quite get there. Banfalvi is so far forward again. He doesn't want to play at the back anymore. He's just decided to go for it. He's going to play as an overlapping centre back, even though we've got overlapping wing backs. We're just going to leave Paredes back apparently. Vermonti to Hendricks, Barrow. Hudson-Odoi, Messias. We're going to try and do the same sort of goal from the other side. Now, Leonard, again, a 5th goal of the season for Leonard. And it's getting a little unpleasant for Granada here, isn't it? 70% possession, 22 shots, 4 goals, and we're just not even really letting them have the ball. This is how I expect a Barcelona team to play. This feels right to me. We're Barcelona, and we're playing like Barcelona, and we're top of the league with a goal difference of 7 already after 1.5 games. Keep it up, lads. I am happy. Well, in fact, keep it up, lads. I said it, and then it was there in the team talk. How could I not choose that as an option when that's literally what I just said? And this is encouraging, seeing Atletico and Real down there. Although, to be fair, it's because neither of them have played their second game yet. Mbappe with the corner. Leonard's on the hunt for his second hat-trick of the season already. Plays it back to Barrow, who shoots, and it's just wide. But I would love to see Leonard get another hat-trick. Mbappe, corner. Leonard is there, and it's this time the keeper manages to keep hold of it. It was a fairly soft header, really. I don't think it wouldn't have been the right way to get a hat-trick. Krajju has been immense today, down that right-hand side. I mean, he had fun playing behind the likes of Gashi and O'Hara and Miguel's, but I guess playing behind Mbappe, it's even more fun because the little through balls that he's getting. Vermonti just sprays it out to Mbappe, and there's the little through ball into Kryju again on the overlap, skips past his man like he's not there. And how many times in the last 2 seasons have we seen Kryju win that penalty? He just skips past players and gets fouled. I know we all love Dombrowski and we all love Jair, and they're both very different kinds of right back. Kryju's a little bit more Jair, I think, in that he's got, rather than being the big, direct, fast, powerful runner that Dombrowski is, Kryju just likes to skip around people. And the amount of times he skips and then wins that penalty, and this is going to be Leonard's hat-trick, hopefully. Leonard steps up. Oh, it's saved. Leonard's first to get back to the ball again, but their keeper keeps hold of it. I would not have expected him to miss a penalty. The amount of goals he's scoring already, hope that doesn't ruin his confidence in his season. Hudson-Odoi, big free kick forward. It falls to Mbappe, and Kylian Mbappe has his first goal for Barcelona, not to be outshone by any of these other stars. There's 96,000 people here, and only 334 of them have come from Granada. Is that how many away tickets get allocated here? Or have they just not turned up? You'd think away against Barcelona would be top of everybody's list every year because it's the sort of ground that even fans who aren't bothered about the match want to go and see a game at. I'd like to go and see a game there. Hint, hint, if anyone from Barcelona is watching. Right, we're going to get De Jong on. We're probably not going to play him like that. Oh, mind you. We're going to put De Jong on for Vermonti. Because Vermonti's on a yellow card. De Jong can just sit and do that exact same role, presumably. Who have we got who can play instead of Barrow? I guess what we could do is bring him on and maybe stick him up there and sort of do that. I'm not going to make him a shadow striker, but stick him in like that. That seems to work for me. And then maybe make him more attacking, just so that we maintain the number of attacking instructions. I can cope with that as a bit of a mutant system, but we've got a couple of natural attacking midfielders, so we don't want to rule out the possibility of ever playing with one. But at the same time, we've got a lot of very good defensive midfielders as well. So it doesn't hurt to... We'll call it the attacking wide diamond if we end up using it. It's not even close to diamond shaped. Right, Hudson-Odoi is going to be the last man to come off, and we're going to bring... I'm going to bring Pozobon on for him, stick Mbappe out on the other wing, where he can play as the inside forward, and he can play as the inside forward over here, like that. So inside forwards on both wings. What's the worst that can happen? We should probably drop some praise again. A little bit harsh on Correa not getting to come on, but we've got a lot of good players. We've got to use them all. We're a good team. We're top of the league. Long may it continue. Huzzah. I am happy with the way you played, you wonderful human beings. Right, when are we going to be back? Let's have a look at the schedule. We've got a Champions League draw coming up in the near future, so a lot of it will be dictated based on when the Champions League games are, but I'm immediately thinking Real Madrid is probably one that we want to see, and then Atletico is one that we want to see. So maybe the first Champions League game in Real, Atletico in the second Champions League, and the third Champions League game, and at the end of that, we are really going to know where we stand this season because we'll have played the two big rivals in the league and we'll be halfway through the Champions League group. So taking it a little bit slow at the start of a new club as we get our bearings. But if it looks like we're going to be awesome, we can pick up the pace again. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.